What's up, y'all? It's your boy Izzy Baker. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, _IZZYBAKEOVEN. I am the T-Pain of podcasts, and I have a podcast called PSA Podcast, a podcast that's catered to millennials that encourages people to think outside the box using creativity, sound research, and satire. Check it out.
Alright, so we got Izzy in the building.
What's the word?
Tell me what's good with you.
Chilling, trying to stay corona free.
So what you been doing during this Rona time? I feel like it's tradition for me to ask.
Creating, teaching online. You know, I'm a teacher still by day until May, you know, when we get off for summer vacation. But teaching, creating, eating, running. Can't go to the gym, so I just got to go run. And just been trying to sneak people to my house before the, troops see us. For the National Guard see us, so we can do some episodes in my house. But that's pretty much it.
So shit, I gotta ask. You said you're the T-Pain of podcast.
Absolutely.
What exactly does that mean?
All right, so let's go in a time machine. All right, let's go back in the past, 2005 to 2007 era. What happened anytime T-Pain made a song or he got on somebody's song? What did he do?
You tell me.
He killed it. Every song he made was a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Every time he did a feature, it was a hit. Every episode, and then my thing was he was versatile, so he could do a slow song. He could do one with, a ballad, or he could do one where he would do the auto-tune or something fast where he talking about strippers and buying drinks. So for me, if you listen to PSA, which I need to check out, I can talk about stuff that's deep. We can be clowning. We can talk about stuff that's, current events and still all tied to how we think about stuff. And then if you feature me on something, I'm going to kill that too. And not in like a cocky way, like I'm, better than nobody. But at the end of the day, like I said, I actually haven't did a self-confidence episode yet. But when I do, I feel like everybody should think that they the shit. That's just how I feel. I feel like you should feel that way, but not in a way, right? But not in a way where you are better than nobody, because nobody's better than nobody. But, I grew up, I was real low self-esteem for many years. So now I feel like at this age, I'm catching up on that. So now I'm like, you can't tell me nothing.
For sure. So shit, before we get into all that about the podcast, where you from?
From St. Louis, Missouri.
Now, when you moved out here?
I moved out here in 2012 for Texas Southern University, which I graduated from. And I moved out here for football, played my first year, and then retired after that. And just was kicking it at TSU, mixed, flew around to do a few different clubs, and as far as organizations, and just started building my name for myself. But PSA, actually, I graduated December 16, but PSA podcast didn't start officially until 2018. Yeah, 2018.
All right, so shit. For somebody that ain't never been to Missouri, I've never been there.
Right.
What's it like over there?
St. Louis is like one of them places where it's like, well, first of all, outside of St. Louis, it's just like, what are we here for? Mm-hmm. But St. Louis itself, it's one of those cities where it's like, if you're from there, you're going to always love it. But St. Louis is definitely an interesting place. And anybody that's from St. Louis is going to watch it, they're going to be like, I know exactly what you mean. Like, St. Louis is like that, like when Nelly said country grammar, he meant it. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because St. Louis is the Midwest, but we consider the South to a lot of people, but we not. Mm-hmm. It's just that I guess the way we talk, and I guess some of the St. Louis does have some Southern qualities. Because I came out here, and everybody was like, "Oh, you from the South?" I'm like, "No, from St. Louis. It snows. I've been in blizzards before." So but St. Louis got good food. St. Louis got a hell of a lingo. Like we got lingo. You see, I got the hat on right now. Mm-hmm. Shout out to my boy Brilliant Minds. This is his custom made hat. And
I was keeping that.
Yeah, it's his custom made. But yes, but if you was to come to St. Louis, you would have a good time. You might have to dodge a bullet or two. Mm-hmm. But you can run, you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. What they say in Dodge Fighter, what he said. So if you can do that, you can be alright.
Right. So shit, what's it like growing up in St. Louis? Out here, I feel like, is it a lot different?
Yeah.
So I'm originally from Atlanta, so when I grew up, my being in Atlanta is a whole lot different from being over here.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see, is it the same like that?
Yeah. I feel like growing up in Houston is for real the South. Like this is the South for real. And I feel like that way kind of about Atlanta too, because I've been in Atlanta. I don't know, you from Atlanta, so you tell me, but I feel like a girl from Atlanta we just was kicking with recently, she was like, she feel like Atlanta and Houston are like similar.
Nah, it is. And Atlanta's like a 2.0 Houston.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah, it's like they're very similar. It's just like I feel like Houston is more country as far as because they got that Texas part. But growing up in St. Louis was definitely an interesting time. Very interesting. But I had a, all right childhood for the most part as far as growing up there. I don't think it was the city that made things the way it was for me. I think it was just the way things happened. I feel like the destinedness on my life that would happen no matter where I grew up. But St. Louis was definitely different than here, and I could definitely see that. Especially when you have like discussions with people about how they grew up. Yeah, so.
For sure. So you grow up in St. Louis, graduate high school, so you come to TSU. So what you go to TSU for?
Funny. So I majored in, originally I wanted to be a sports attorney. So the original goal was to go to law school. So I got my degree in English and I got a minor in sports management. And the goal was to go to law school. Well, me, which, everything I want to get on, I was going to spread the message that don't do what people think you should do. Because I'm very argumentative by nature and, I never really liked politics, but I was always like to debate. And so people would be like, oh, you should be a lawyer. So I'm like, okay. Because I had dreams kind of what I'm starting to live out now. And people would be like, oh, well, because, people can't see what you're supposed to do. So, like, you might be saying you're going to be the best vlogger, YouTuber, you might be a director, all this, and you're like, people are like, well, maybe, but I think you could do this. Like, do what you want to do.
I feel like people do that a lot, too.
They do. And I've learned that those people are scared to do what they want to do.
For sure.
So for me, it was like, okay, let me be a lawyer because what I want to do ain't going to work. It kind of got shot down. And when you have low self-esteem, you just kind of like, whatever, maybe they're right. So, so I got to my senior year, got work study. Never gotten work study before. So it's weird that a senior got work study. Got work study, worked in a law school. And I remember I said, I can't do this. And I remember I called my dad and said, I don't want to go to law school anymore. And we started stuff from then, I graduated 4.5 years. I had a job after college that wasn't what I'm doing now. And, post-grad depression is real. It's very real. God is realer, we'll say that. But and I definitely got through that. And honestly, if it wasn't for the post-grad depression, I wouldn't be, I feel like, where I'm at now and where I'm going.
For sure. So, the lawyer shit don't work out.
Right.
What you do after that?
So after the lawyer thing didn't work out, I graduated. I actually had a job set up to work for this magazine. The dude ended up like being a scam or something. Funny story. You know something about me, I always got a crazy story. Like my life is just...
Tell me about it.
So, met the dude through a friend of mine. It was like, when you going on to college, I got you. Woo. And I did some pictures for him and everything when I was I went to Alcorn Homecoming one fall. That fall of my last semester, so fall 16. Went out there, did some stuff, and then my homeboy said, hey, delete that man number. Don't send him nothing else. Like, he a scammer, he a fraud. Like, none of that stuff was real. I was like, what? And at that point, it was November. So, I'm thinking, okay, well, I ain't got to worry about a job after school because I got one. So, ended up, that didn't work out. Ended up graduating, searching for a job, trying to find somewhere else to move. Because I went home for 2 months. Because that after college graduation, you get like a month off. Get a month off. Came back after 2 weeks. And then started looking for the jobs. And I was like stressing. And then finally I got one. And then had it for like a month and a half. Quit.
What was it?
Because I was about to get fired actually. I was working at the aquarium. And it was a good paying job. But it was too much for me.
Yeah.
And then I almost got fired. So I quit before I got fired. And then I just kept getting picking up little odd jobs, struggling to pay the rent and all that good stuff. And then finally, because I did not want to work at a school. I was like, bro, I don't want to work in a school. So finally, I just was like, I just got to work in a school. So I ended up doing subbing for a minute in March. It didn't pay a lot, but it was something. And then You know, summertime come and I really wasn't doing nothing. And then Hurricane Harvey hit. Hurricane Harvey hit, and I started looking for jobs. And then someone was like, just go work at a school. So I started applying to school. I got a job as a teacher assistant 1 year, that year. So I got hired in like October, right after TSU homecoming, like the week after. Then, so I was the teacher assistant for the 17-18 school year. And I was a teacher assistant at another school for the 18-19 school year. And then because I wanted more money, and because for those that don't know, in case somebody watching this, if you work at a charter school, you do not need a certification to teach. Now you ain't gonna make as much as a teacher, but you know what I'm saying. So boom, got hired as a teacher, full-time teacher, and I'm able to still work on what I want to work on. Just got paid today actually. So you know, but I'm able to buy what I want, what I need for my stuff. So you know.
So before the whole teaching thing, your podcast started.
Yeah.
What really started as a vlog, correct?
Yeah. So for those that don't know, the PSA is not just public service announcement. It could be read as that, but it's actually a full long name. So the name is Prodigy Sportive Attestations. Okay, Prodigy is the name of a brand that my dad had. Sportive means, for my meaning, it's like a double meaning. It can mean two things. So it means playful and lighthearted. So it's something that's, you know, easy to take, you know, listen to or whatever. And then attestations means news. So if you reread it, it's like Prodigy's light or playful news. So I'm saying some real stuff, but I'm delivering it in a way where it's like, okay, it's not hard to digest. It's not too much on me. You know, I might, you know, come at you a little shade, but you know, sometimes you need that tough love. That's just life. You know, I need it. You need it. We all need it. And so with that, it started as a blog. And do y'all remember the show? Used to come on VH1 way back in the day. Best Week Ever. Mm-hmm. It was like that, but in blog form. So each week, I would take stuff that would happen in the like news, and I would like make a joke about it. And so my dad actually gave me the idea. He was like, you need to be doing a blog or something. And so that's when I did it. But something I learned about myself is if I don't like something or something is okay to me, I'm going to halfway do it. That's just how I go. I'm not going to put my all on something I just don't care about. I can try my hardest, but it's just not going to work. So I was be making excuses to skip weeks and then eventually just fizzled out. And I remember I said I wanted to keep that name though because the name was just too creative for me. So I would start praying on him, like, God, what can I do with this name? And then I had got the revelation. I said, okay, you need to do either a YouTube show or a podcast. And I'm thinking, podcast? I hate the sound of my voice, all that good stuff. Because, you know, mine is strictly audio, even though I have some visuals here and there. So mine is strictly audio. And so finally the idea came, and I was laying in the bed one day, and the idea just started downloading. You just start downloading. And I don't know if you're creative, you know, sometimes you just be chilling. The two ways like ideas come to my mind is like, yeah, because it's always like prayer on this stuff, but like I'm either just sitting and then something just hit me, trigger something, and just start downloading, or I'm talking to somebody about it, and as I'm talking to them about it, I just start getting ideas, just like, and it just start coming out like I already knew that, but it's really just coming out then. Mm-hmm. So started getting an idea, ran it by some people. It was like, that don't sound like a bad idea. Did the first episode, did the second episode, kept it going. We had season 4.
That's 5 episodes in.
Yeah. So I have about 70-ish, somewhere around there.
So logistically, the PSA is evolution.
Yeah, I like that. I never looked at it like that. Yeah, I like that. It's like an evolution. It's like, you know, I might talk about, like I said, I have my mental health episode where we talk about depression, anxiety, and something else with mental health. I actually suffered from during my college, really, probably it's another whole topic, from ages 9 through 22. I suffered from severe anxiety and depression. I didn't get diagnosed until 22. I didn't really know that's what that was. I just always would think I was just anxious, or now I didn't even know to say anxious. I was just say, oh, I'm worried all the time, but I didn't know why. And I didn't really tell nobody about it because I didn't know how to tell nobody about it. So I just was like, what up? And so fast forward, during my college career, ending off college right before I graduated, I actually went to a counselor, therapist for 6 months. And that's kind of really what helped me with kind of getting the PSA idea together, because it was like, okay, I want people to think outside the box, because the combination of the therapist and like my relationship with God really changed my life. And that's how I'm where I'm at now. So like I tell people all the time, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a counselor, I'm just somebody that has been through some stuff, and I just open the door for the conversation.
So shit, what's your podcast represent? Like, what everything is standing on?
I feel like it stands definitely obviously on mental health because it's stuff about how you think, and most people think that mental health is just again depression, but it's how you look at life, it's how you think, it's how he thinks, it's how I think. So if I think that glass looks better, you know, on a different table, and he said, "Well, I like it here." Well, it doesn't mean that we wrong, either of us wrong. It's just how I view it, and although we have different perspectives, it doesn't necessarily mean that either of us are wrong. So mental health, just being open to other people's ways of thinking. Now, because I'm me and I clown, just because you open other ways of thinking, don't mean you agree with that. Because some people be saying some bullshit. I have people. I be saying something sometimes too. But just being open to other ways of thinking, not just shutting people out. I grew up and I was always shut out. Like I would try to say stuff and then just be, oh, shut up, you know what you're talking about. So now I got a platform to where I can be heard. And now, in a sense, if you listen to the podcast, you're forced to listen to me. You probably didn't look at it like that, but you're forced to listen to me. And then I bring people on there. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. I used to be kind of, judgmental with it at first. I ain't gonna lie. I keep doing it. And I was like, okay, I only want people on here that's deep or that's funny. But that's not fair because everybody has a different point of view. So, like, one episode, you might hear me by myself. And the next episode, you might hear me by myself. Then you might hear a rapper from Dead End. Then a week after that, you might hear a therapist. You don't know who you're going to hear the next week. So it's just all about, being open to other ways of thinking.
Yeah, really just venturing out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I relate to that because this whole interview thing started. I was doing like a lot of music stuff, but I always kind of wanted to just branch out when we do podcasts.
Yeah.
I want to talk to just people that do random stuff, just so I can talk to people and get their perspective on it. Because I think a lot like how you think. I was shut out too.
Yeah.
So hearing other people like point of view on certain things, like it might not make sense to you sometimes, but that's their point of view.
Right.
It's like somebody might not get what I'm trying to say, but that don't mean that what I'm trying to say is wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. So what was your first podcast like? Like just recording it, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So basically, I ordered a mic off Amazon. And I had started, practicing like how I was gonna do it. Like back then, I used to be like recording multiple episodes because I didn't know nothing about editing and nothing yet. So I would just do it like one take, but how it ain't work, I gotta go back do it all over again. Had the mic, and I remember being at work, and I was writing out the script for it, which now I use my computer, use Google Docs. And it's crazy how you say evolution because I really see the evolution in it. And I remember doing that, and then I remember by the time the mic came and I'm about to get ready to get started there, like next day, I lost my voice. So I had gave it 2 days, and then as I gave it the 2 days, my voice kind of came back. But if you listen to the first episode, you hear me real strange because I was really trying to force my voice. And I remember the first episode was called some crazy, like I did like an acronym, and it was supposed to represent like you don't know me. And I create a meme for every episode too. So it's something, I try to make it like either deep or funny. Now I'm trying to keep it to where it's like a mix of both. But the first meme was like, if you haven't hung around somebody in 6 months, you have every right to say I don't know them when their name come up. In my opinion, of course, it probably sounds shady, but it's kind of true because you don't know what they done went through. They can be a totally different person in 6 months. You can be a totally different person in 6 months. And so it was just based off that. It was like 16 minutes. And
so what did that feel like recording that for the first time? Because I know recording my first vlog, it was mad awkward. Yeah. So recording that, you just sitting there talking 16 minutes straight. Like, what is that like?
I remember like it was so weird because I was sitting on my couch and I just had the mic up like this and the computer was down there like that. Like totally not how I do it now. And I had the mic and then the computer and I was just talking. And then I remember, I didn't know nothing about editing, so it just was a straight shot, uploading, you hear me stuttering over words, you hear coughs, you hear everything, and then it's grainy sounding, and it was just like, and I might listen to it on the way home just to see, I'm probably going to cringe the whole time, but
I feel like it's always good to go back and see what you came from.
Yeah, because compared to now, like you would think I'm in a studio with the Breakfast Club, and then now the way it sounds compared to how that was.
Shit, so what's your setup looking like now? I know it was basic before.
So actually, fun story. It still is basic. It's actually in my apartment. I got a section off in the corner, and I got a better mic. I got the snowball mic, and I learned how to edit the sound. So like, there's something I had searched on YouTube. So I did that, and now because even people be saying like, "Where you be recording?" I'm like, "I don't know." Like, it don't sound like it. I was like, "Yeah, I know."
What you use to edit?
What's it called? Start with A. Audacity.
Mm-hmm.
You heard of that?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
That's what I used. That was the first one I found, and I just kind of ran with it. And it's been working for me. So
that's pretty good. So, you had any influences on doing that, or was it just something that just randomly happened? I don't know.
So when I finally, I'm kind of telling the story out of the order, but when I got the idea finally to do the podcast, I remember I set 2 weeks. And I research podcasts. I research top 10 podcasts because I don't want to study no average Joes. No offense, because everybody got to start somewhere. But I'm going to study somebody, and that's for anybody. Don't study nobody that's close to you. I feel like you need to study the people that's making it. So I started looking up top 10 podcasts in the country, what they doing, in the world, what they doing, why are they the top 10, what are they talking about, what elements are they doing. And I kind of I had my own elements that I wanted to do, mix and match some stuff, because one of them I saw a common theme that was, and all of them was storytelling. I said, well, I'm a writer, so that's me, so I can storytell. And it just kind of went from there. And did that for 2 weeks, study all types of podcasts. Like I had found some like Christian ones, I found some, sex ones just to listen. I found, of course, the Breakfast Club. They're taking me not a podcast, but they're on a podcast app. I found ones about history, ones about fighting, making money, everything, because I just wanted to see how their format was and the setup for it. So
you put, all right. So you're doing the groundwork, you're doing your research, getting everything going. Episodes dropping, you staying consistent with it.
Right.
You gain your following.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
Honestly, just the consistency. Something I'm even getting to more because I have an okay following. It's a lot better than it was, but I need to really get that following going. So at this point, I'm just networking. Like, I don't mind reaching out to people first. And I tell all my creative friends that, like, y'all need to stop just having y'all friends repost y'all stuff. Y'all need to get out here with these people y'all don't know. Because if it's y'all friends, y'all hang with the same people. And people be getting mad because their friends don't be reposting their stuff. Go find a stranger that's gonna repost. Because I promise you, a person who don't even know you want to see you win more than sometimes your friends do. Mm-hmm. And then not even that they don't believe in you. It's just sometimes that's the case. But sometimes it's just because they always gonna see you a certain way, and maybe they don't even know how they can go about it because maybe they don't care to be a creative. So you expecting a 9 to 5, which is nothing wrong with a 9 to 5, to support yourself and repost and have that same desire for yourself to grow. And of course, there's some friends like that, but me, I just don't expect a lot from people. So I'm not going to expect you to have that same desire I got. People find themselves mad and yelling at people because you don't see how stuff, and it's like, you really can't get mad at them for that. That's just how I feel,
I feel that. I feel like low key, having your same friend group, just posting your stuff, like you said, you don't get nowhere. Mm-hmm. Normally your friends mess with all the same friends, y'all mutual friends, because probably getting out, doing different stuff. So I was talking to you before the interview started. You said you wanted to get into writing a book.
Yeah.
You're a writer.
Yeah.
Elaborate on it.
So I've been writing since I was a little kid. Well, I was never little, but when I was younger. And I always wrote stories, always creative stuff. Like, that was just always my thing. Like, I tell people all the time, I'm interested in a lot of different things. Like, you go to my house one day, I might be watching YouTube videos, I might watch some documentaries, I might watch some funny stuff, I might watch some reality, some music, some sports, everything. You come to my house and you see my DVR anime, you'll be like, you would think a whole family lived there, and I live by myself.
You went to anime?
Yeah.
What you like?
So, of course, I like the old school stuff, like the Yu-Gi-Oh! And all that kind of stuff. But I like, now I'm into Attack on Titan, which I actually use as a reference in one of my the episode that drops next week. I'm into, what else other anime I watch? I like, of course, My Hero. Everybody watch My Hero for the most part. I like Castlevania. I got on that one late, but I like Castlevania. and I want to get into Demon Slayer, but I haven't checked it out yet.
So, have you ever watched Inuyasha?
Yes.
Inuyasha is the most fire anime, in my opinion.
Well, everybody say that because it kind of is. I want to actually go back and rewatch it because I used to watch, when we was younger.
Inuyasha is hard.
But then I hear this is a debate because I was a debate between Inuyasha and Yu Yu Hakusho. So, I don't know. I'm gonna have to rewatch both, and then I'm gonna give you an answer.
I know I don't watch all the seasons of Inuyasha probably like 5 to 10 times.
For real?
Yes, that's my favorite anime. So shit, you trying to write a book? What type of book would you think you would write?
I'm gonna write a few different types. I'm gonna just say that now. So I know I want to do some fiction. I want to do something based on some real stuff. Just show my versatility because, like I tell people, I'm a very versatile person. Like I can hang with the killers and the robbers. I can go hang with the Caucasians. I can go hang with the Hispanics. I can go hang with the rich people. I can hang with the broke folks. I can hang with the people who in the middle, and I can get along with anybody. I can hang with people that's kind of rude. I can hang with people that's super nice. Like I'm that type of person where I can really get along with everybody and every type of. I feel like every race, every background, age, like that shit me. And so I feel like that the one thing y'all don't know learn about me. If you don't learn nothing else from me, you learn that I'm a versatile person who can do a lot of things. I have a lot of talents that I actually haven't revealed yet. So the evolution, that's the word of the episode.
Evolution.
You might need to start doing it with your episodes, like doing like the word of the episode. I don't know. I might try that.
It might be an idea.
Yeah. But some stuff is gonna come out this year as far as things I'm working on and nobody has a clue about because I believe you're supposed to tell your friends some stuff, but I'm the person that I believe I like just dropping stuff because I don't like hyping people up with stuff. I like you just go see it.
I'm similar that shit kind of relates to me too because I feel like telling people about a lot of stuff that makes you kind of more of a teller than a doer. Rather just to go ahead and do it and kind of just be there.
And then my thing with that too, you're more of a teller than do it, but then it's like you don't know, and you don't. I'm not saying it to be you should be paranoid because nobody has time for that. But you don't know who might steal your stuff. You don't know who might, you just never know what could happen to it. I've seen too many times we reveal stuff too early, and then it get canceled. And of course it'll come back later on because if it's meant to be, it's gonna happen. But you had to go through all that extra stuff because you couldn't wait to tell people. And then also with not telling people or telling people too fast, that's a discipline issue. Like keep it to yourself. Like especially with me being argumentative, sometimes I've had debates with people and they kind of challenge my podcast. And I didn't almost say stuff about people that's been interviewed that they don't have no clue about. But I just be like, all right, you got it.
I feel like also with telling people too is you gotta live up to a certain hype off of it. Instead of just doing what you're trying to do.
Right.
When you start telling people, they kind of get this image in their head of what they want it to be. You trying to live up to that.
Right.
So it kind of makes the whole process pretty hard. So you got any future plans with your podcast? Like, what are you trying to go with?
I definitely know, and this is not cockiness. This is just, I've had an episode recently about writing your visions. Writing them out because there's power in writing them down. What was the episode title? It was recent. It was called I can't think of because this one that just dropped was New Normal, and then the last one was I can't even think of right now. But I write all my visions out, like stuff I want to happen 20 years from now, 30 years from now. I actually, believe it or not, I don't have monthly goals, but I got daily and I got yearly goals. I don't have monthly, so I need to come, to the common ground. But as far as my goals, I definitely want to do books. I definitely want to take PSA as far as can go. These days podcasts are the thing. I kind of feel like I got on a wave right before they really started getting oversaturated. But not cockiness, arrogance. I know there isn't a podcast that's like what I'm doing. It might have some things that's similar, but it's not like mine. And I'm taking it as far as can go. We doing tours. We gonna get some stuff done. We gonna get some merchandise. We gonna get all of that. And there's a lot of other stuff that I can't reveal just yet, but just pay attention and be alarmed, or be aware, I should say, for the guests that's gonna have some conversations I done have with people. If I told you, you'll be like, you ain't had that. Right, okay. So just stay tuned for that, and you need to come through, and we can do an episode, and That's pretty much it.
For sure. So shit, for the people at home, the non-doers, since we talking about evolution,
right?
Like the key word,
right?
You got any advice for them? Because I mean, you gotta start somewhere.
Right.
A lot of people start doing stuff and think they just gonna be where they want to be. You gotta start somewhere. It's about that evolution.
So we're starting, like we discussed earlier with my podcast and even his first blog. Your first one gonna be trash. So get that out your head. Oh well, no, it ain't gonna be good. You know, rappers, your first song gonna be trash, but you gotta do something. You know, I tell people practice. You know, whatever you want to do, practice it. You know, don't let your friends or people tell you what you can't do. And sometimes people see stuff in you that you don't see. So keep those people around you who hyping you up to do stuff. Like I had one homegirl, and she said she gonna write a book, and she said she been putting it off. And she said one of her friends was like, still waiting on that book. And she said she looked at her like, what you mean? But sometimes people see greatness in you. Keep them people around you. Start, write out what you want to do. I don't care how crazy your dreams sound. Write them out. I don't care if they say that you're going to speak at the White House or speak at, you know, all across the world. That I don't feel that you get those visions for no reason. I don't feel that you get those dreams for no reason. I feel like that they are God given for you, and that now you just gonna have to work it. You got the idea, you got the plan. Now you got to work how you gonna get there. Because it's not gonna happen how you think it's gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you that now. But the journey is gonna be crazy, but it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be some times where you want to give up. That's gonna happen. I'm sure we all been there. We want to give up.
For sure.
But that's just how I go. But that's the main thing. Just keep doing it. Find time to do it. I don't believe you have to quit your job all the time for your dream, because sometimes we don't believe this theory that we have to just quit our job abruptly and then go. Whereas people like me, I got a full-time job and I still do what I want to do. But there might be a time where you're going to have to leave your full-time job. So be prepared for that, but make sure you got a plan. Even if it sounds crazy to everybody else, have a plan. That's all I got.
Shout out to you. You got any shout outs before the interview conclude?
What one shout?
Obviously, the podcast.
Right, PSA podcast. I'm actually about to start doing giveaways. You're gonna check in on my channel to see how that's gonna work with the PSA. I'm gonna have my boy DJ repost it for me, so wink, wink, he gonna do that. But I want to shout out everybody who listens. It's too many people naming. I don't want people getting mad and throwing shots at me on Instagram, because you know how y'all do. So I want to just give out everybody a shout out who listen, who download, who told a friend about PSA. Of course, I got to give a shout out to God for the creativity for it. I want to thank everybody who ever played me, who ever went through some stuff, because if it wasn't for me going through that stuff, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. So that's it.
All right. Well, shit, I appreciate you coming through, Izzy.
All right, appreciate you.
Hey, we like snow. Hey, I like snow. Hey, fuck, I like my shit cold. No water. Skip.